السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. نكمل الكلام على الأمبليفروس فروت مع الكورياندر أو الكزبرة. Coriander obtained from dried ripe fruits of Coriandrum sativum family Umbellifera. The coriander has an aromatic odor and spicy characteristic taste. Usually exists as entire fruit. This is shape of coriander fruits, enlarged fruit, and diagram of the morphology of the fruit. The color is yellowish brown to brown, sometimes with purplish tint. The fruit is glabrous with thin, wavy primary ridges and 8 more prominent primary ridge. The character of the umbelliferous fruit is the prominent primary ridge and less prominent secondary ridge. Here with coriander, the more prominent is the secondary ridge, while the primary ridge are wavy and less prominent. Usually the fruit crowned with the stylopod. Here the stylopod in the diagram, which is the remaining of sepals. Shape of the primary ridge, wavy, and more prominent secondary ridge. Here in the photo, the primary ridge is wavy and raised or more prominent secondary ridge and remaining of sepal or stylopod. Microscopically, coriander characterized by epicarp layer, which is outer fruit layer, formed of polygonal tabular thick-walled cells showing small prism of calcium oxalate, few in number, and some anisocytic stomata. The mesocarp, or the middle layer of the fruit, differentiated into 3 zones. First, or the outer zone, consists of tangentially elongated collapsed parenchyma cell with degenerated or reduced vetta cavity, traversed by longitudinally thin vascular bundle with a small spiral vessel. Thin vascular bundle under each primary ridge. We have 10 primary ridge, so we have 10 vascular bundle. The mesocarp formed of broad layer of sclerenchyma consisting of fusiform strong lignified fibers. This layer arranged into sinuous bands crossing each other at right angle. So we have this cross layer or sclerenchyma or fiber, fusiform fiber layer. Here enlargement of the fusiform fiber, here one direction and the other, strongly lignified. Innermost layer of the mesocarp showing large tangentially elongated thin wall parenchyma. Endocarp formed of narrow elongated thin walled cells arranged in different direction, giving the typical parquetary structure. The powder of coriander is light brown to brown in color with aromatic odor and characteristic spicy taste. Showing diagnostic fragments of the endocarp associated with hexagonal sclerenchyma of the mesocarp. Here endocarp and hexagonal structure of mesocarp. Irregular fragments of the endosperm containing fixed oil globules, a long grain, and micro rosette crystal of calcium oxalate. Parenchyma cells of the mesocarp without reticulated parenchyma, absence of reticulated thickening as in fennel. Few fragments showing pieces of vetta, fragment of curved yellowish pitted lignified fusiform fiber of the mesocarp, and sinuous rows crossing each other at right angles. The structure of one direction of the fiber and the second direction. Also shaped of the fibers crossing each other at right angles. Cells of the epicarp, straight, thin walls with anesthetic stomata and few prism of calcium oxalate. Photograph from microscope showing the fiber layer or sclerenchyma layer of the fusiform fibers, innermost layer of the endocarp, epicarp, and vascular bundle, and degenerated or small sized or collapsed vetta. Shape of the fusiform fibers, endocarp with hexagonal sclerenchyma of the mesocarp. Active constituents containing volatile oil, containing linalool and linalyl acetate, some organic acid as malic acid, the D-linalool in the volatile oil of coriander, which is known also as coriandrol, and coriandryl acetate, small amounts of L-borneol, geraniol, and pineal, and considerable amounts of vitamin A. Used as aromatic carminative and condiment. The linalool used in cosmetic preparation and perfume preparation and soups. Coriander used in folk medicine to relieve anxiety and insomnia, especially in folk medicine of Iran. Animal experiments supporting this anxiolytic effect. Coriander seeds or coriander fruit used in traditional Indian medicine as diuretic, especially when boiling with equal amounts of cumin. Coriander juice of the green leaves, especially when mixed with turmeric or mint juice, used for treatment of acne vulgaris. Coriander also used with purgative to decrease griping. Coriander leaves, green leaves of coriander have the ability to chelate heavy metals from the body, such as mercury and lead. Coriander also used in diabetes, as the extract of coriander has insulin releasing activity and insulin-like action. Also, coriander lowering levels of cholesterol, triglyceride, increasing levels of high density lipoprotein. This due to the effect by increasing bile synthesis or bile formation by the liver, increasing breakdown of cholesterol into other constituents. The leaves also have antimicrobial activity against salmonella. Coriander containing antioxidant constituent, but the leaf has a stronger effect as antioxidant. Another umbelliferous fruit is caraway fruit, obtained from dried ripe fruits of Caraway family umbellifera. The caraway has aromatic characteristic odor and taste. Exists as elongated cremocarps, usually separated into its mericarps. Elongated fruit separated into mericarps. The mericarp is narrow, curved, or crescent shape with tapering ends. It has grayish brown to dark brown color. This is sector of caraway fruit. Most of the sector occupied by the seed with vetta and characteristic shape vascular bundle with duct, schistogenous duct above the vascular bundle. The constituent containing volatile oil formed of carbon, dihydrocarbon, carviol, and limonene. Also fixed oil, carbohydrate, and proteins, and containing flavonoids. Caraway used as aromatic carminative, antispasmodic, especially for infant, as it has agreeable and acceptable taste. The carbon used in mouth preparation and toothpaste as flavoring agent and antimicrobial. Oil of caraway also have application as appetite stimulant, used for bronchitis, cold, cough, sore throat, and in fever. used in cough mixture of cough or cough syrup with other ingredients. Used for treatment of gingivitis, where mouthwash made from caraway oil is effective for gingivitis or inflammation of gum. Cumin, obtained from Cumina seminum family Umbellifera, has characteristic odor and taste. Shape of the cumin fruit. Diagram of the morphology of the fruit showing hairy surface. The hair surface or the hair structure formed of non-glandular multicellular multiciliate hair or known as shaggy hair. This is draw of the shaggy hair, photograph of the shaggy hair under microscope. The cumin, following the general character of umbelliferous fruit, bearing 5 prominent primary ridge, 4 less prominent secondary ridge. Under each primary ridge we have vascular bundle with reticulated parenchyma. Under each secondary ridge we have veti in addition to 2 additional veti on the chemosaural surface. The active constituent of cumin, mainly volatile oil, consists of cuminaldehyde, pinene, and alpha-terpineol, in addition to flavonoid glycosides including apigenin and luteolin, aglycon and glycosides, and containing also free amino acids. Cumin, we have different and variable uses of cumin for the treatment of flatulence and spasm or digestive spasm, treatment of bloating, gas, and other stomach disturbance. Good source of iron, used to treat chest and lung disorder and such as pneumonia and cough. Research also demonstrated anti-carcinogenic activity of cumin, preventing liver and stomach tumors. It has diuretic effect, lactagogue, enhances milk in lactating woman. Cumin oil have a beneficial effect in inhibition of supragingival dental plaque due to its antimicrobial effect on biofilm and preventing biofilm formation. Dill fruit, dill, or so it's known in Arabic as shabat, dried fruits of Anethum graveolens family Umbellifera. This is shape of the dill fruit, characterized by the two lateral primary ridge extend as wings. You have winged structure. This is diagram of the sector of dill with the 2 lateral primary ridge extended into wings. Seed, veta under secondary ridges, and vascular bundle under primary ridge, 2 additional veti on the chemosaural surface. Shape of the fruit with 5 prominent primary ridge. The fruit is oval in shape, compressed, winged, with yellowish or slightly brown color. Taste is similar to caraway. Aromatic and characteristic, also have pleasant aromatic odor as in caraway. Diagram of sector in dill. Seed, as we said before, veta, vascular bundle, lateral primary ridge extended into wings. The epicarp formed of tabular cell with thin wall with stomata, few anomatotic stomata. Active constituent containing volatile oil, carvone, limonene, and other terpenes. Fixed oil and proteins, also containing flavonoid glycan and glycosides. Dill used as a stimulant, aromatic stimulant, carminative, and stomachic. Oil of dill used in mixture for gripping, especially for infant, sometimes mixed with caraway oil and other constituent. Flavoring agent in pharmaceutical preparation, especially syrup for children, and used in perfume and cosmetic preparation. Khilla or amivisnaga, obtained from the dried ripe fruits of amivisnaga family Umbellifer. Shape of the fruit, diagram of the morphology of the fruit. Khilla or amivisnaga has slight aromatic odor and aromatic bitter, slight pungent taste. The chemocarp usually separated into its mericarps, rarely entire, if entire, showing the attached pedicel. The mericarp is small, ovoid, broad, with brownish to greenish brown color and bearing violet tinge, also bearing stylopod or remaining of sepals. Constituent containing coumarin and furanocoumarin, which is known as psoralines. The most important constituent are xylene and visnagine, in addition to xylol glycoside, fixed oil, and protein. The microscopic character of amivisnaga showing the typical 5 prominent primary ridge and 4 less prominent secondary ridge. Under each primary ridge we have the vascular bundle, but here the vascular bundle characterized by the presence of lacuna on the outer side of the vascular bundle, and also the shape of the vetta is having characteristic shape by elongation or extension of the outer cells as club shape elongated cell, giving the vetta fan shape structure. Presence of the seed in the most of the sector. 2 additional vetti on the chemocellular surface, also with a fan-like shape. It is duct or lacuna on the outer side of the vascular bundle. Photograph from microscope showing the lacuna in the vascular bundle and fan-like vetta. The innermost layer of the mesocarp showing thick non-lignified cells with porous walls, giving the appearance of porous structure. The endocarp showing non-typical parquetary structure. The powder have faint aromatic odor and bitter, slightly pungent taste, characterized by fragment of the inner porous cell of the mesocarp crossed by endocarpal cells of the non-typical parquetary structure, porous mesocarp, here also porous mesocarp. Fragments showing mesocarp with porous wall, as we said, and epicarp, fragment of the epicarp showing tabular cell, thin walled, and few stomata. Photograph showing fragment of vetta, innermost layer of endocarp with parquetary structure, and porous layer of the mesocarp. Active constituent furanocoumarins, bitter principal xylene and visnagine. Pyranocoumarin known as visnadine, flavonoid as quercetin and isorhamnitine, minor amount of volatile oil containing camphor and linalool. The visnagine or the furanocoumarin constituent of amivisnaga has peripheral and coronary vasodilator activity, relaxing smooth muscle, causing vasodilatation of coronary artery, so it is useful in management or decreasing the pain of angina pectoris, also effective in decreasing spasm associated with bronchial asthma. The Khilla extract has antimicrobial activity against gram-positive bacteria and candida. The Khilin used in combination with ultraviolet light to treat vitiligo or leukodermia or skin lightening. Especially the Khilin is preparation known as Isaline, containing Khilin of 2% concentration. Also Khilin relaxing smooth muscle, lowering the tonicity of the ureter. So decoction of Khilla is used to easifying the passage of renal calculi. Test for identity: boiling fruit powder with water, then to the decoction add sodium hydroxide, will give rose red color due to Khilin. Also when treating the powder with potassium hydroxide or sodium hydroxide pellets, the red rose color will appear. The amimagus is an allied drug to amivisnaga, dried fruits of amimagus family Ambellifera, known in Arabic as Khilla Shitani. The fruit has faint turpentine-like odor and pungent, slight bitter taste. Usually, the cremocarp is cylindrical in shape, separated into its mericarps, rarely entire, if entire, showing the peticil attached. The mericarp is small in size, slight narrow, near the apex, crowned by stylopod or remaining of sepal. Grayish brown to reddish brown in color, without the violet tinge, on the opposite to amivisnaga, which have the violet tinge. So this is the difference in morphology. Externally rough, glabrous, marked with 5 primary ridge, alternating with 4 dark brown prominent second ridge. Here another difference, that the second ridge is also prominent as the primary ridge. Diagram of the sector in amimagus: raised second ridge or prominent second ridge, 5 primary ridge, below each one vascular bundle, fan-like vetta as in amivisnaga, seed structure. The vascular bundle showing neither schizogenous duct nor reticulated parenchyma. So we have the normal structure of vascular bundle without the outer lacuna or schizogenous duct. But here it differs from the Ambelliferous character, that the parenchyma underlying the vascular bundle is normal, not reticulated. The epicarp formed of papillosed cell. Here's a major difference from Ambelliferous fruit and from Amivisnaga, that the epicarp cells are papillosed, covered with striated cuticle and containing prism of calcium oxalate. Innermost layer of endocarp, of the innermost layer of mesocarp, thick and non-porous. Innermost layer of mesocarp in Amivisnaga having porous wall, so giving the porous appearance. The amimagus containing furanocoumarine bitter principle, xanthotoxin known as amidine, empratine, and bergaptin, fixed oil and protein from the seed, also containing myrmecin and isoemperatorine, and containing acetylated flavonoids. Amimagus used for skin leukodermia or vitiligo and psoriasis. In traditional medicine, amimagus has emmenagogue activity, regulating menstruation, and has diuretic effect, and used also for treatment of kidney stones and urinary tract infections. Chemical test or test for identification: the decoction of the fruits doesn't give any red color on addition of sodium hydroxide, opposite to amivisnaga, which give red rose color by on addition of sodium hydroxide either to the decoction or pellet when adding sodium hydroxide pellet to the powder. But the alcoholic extract of amimagus giving blue fluorescence in ultraviolet light due to the presence of ferranocoumarins.